Now, folks, brace yourselves. Tonight, we're diving into a story that will knock your socks off. Trump is back in Pennsylvania. He's not pulling any punches. We've got exclusive footage of his fiery takedown of Kamala Harris and the Biden administration, from border chaos to what Trump calls communist policies. This rally had it all, but that's not even the half of it. Stay tuned for a bombshell revelation that will make your jaw drop. You will not believe what is coming. Before we dive in, let's talk about something that's as American as apple pie. I'm talking about gold. Just like Trump is fighting to protect our borders, you need to protect your wealth. Gold's hitting $2,400 an ounce, folks. Why? Because our dollar's getting weaker by the day. It's like our border. Once strong, now a mess. But here is our lifeline. Call Global Gold Investments at 888-700-4148. Mention Next News for VIP treatment. They are offering a 5-year IRA fee waiver on qualified rollovers. Don't wait until it's too late. Secure your future now. Call that number you see on the screen, 888-700-4148, or click IRAGoldproof.com in the description. Now, Patriots, let's get into it. Donald Trump, the man who just can't be kept down. He stormed back into Pennsylvania. And now this wasn't just any rally. This was a return to the very state where an assassin's bullet nearly changed history on July 13th. But did that stop Trump? Hell no. Watch. Look at the crowd.
Well, thank you very much, everybody.
Wow. That is a stacked house, my friends. The new Holland Arena in Harrisburg, packed to the rafters with true American patriots. They came out in force, showing the world that no amount of threats can stop the MAGA movement. Now, Trump didn't waste any time getting into the meat of the matter. He tore into Kamala Harris like a lion into a gazelle. Watch.
Can't do that. But unlike her, I cannot be bought and I cannot be controlled. I have no interest in that. My only loyalty is to you, the people. And you know that. Well, I could have had such a nice, easy life. I could be at a nice place right now, relaxing, watching the waves break in. But I'd rather be right here in Harrisburg with you. People that built our country. You're the people that built our country. I mean, some people don't like saying that, but you are indeed the people that built the country. We have, no matter where we go, we have the most. Can't do that.
Unlike her, I cannot be bought and cannot be controlled. That's what he declared. He's not in it for the cushy life. He is in it for you, the American people. But that, my friends, was just the appetizer. Trump really sank his teeth into Harris's record as the border czar. Watch.
Now let's examine the record of border czar Harris. She inherited the strongest border in U.S. history and immediately turned it into the worst border nightmare in the history of the world. There's no country in the world that's ever had a border like this. I think the real number is 20 million people, maybe more. Nobody in control. Now let's...
She inherited the strongest border in U.S. history and immediately turned it into the worst border nightmare in the history of the world. He's not wrong. We're talking about 20 million illegal crossings, maybe more. It's a disaster, plain and simple. But it's not just the border. Trump warned about the dangerous path that Harris and Biden are leading us down. Watch.
At home, this November, the American people are going to reject Kamala Harris's dangerous liberal extremism in a massive landslide. We're going to, too big to rig, right? Too big to rig. Too big to rig. We're not going to let her turn the United States into a communist San Francisco colony. We're not going to let it happen. That's what they want to do. They want to destroy our country. She's the worst. She was a bad DA long before you had your DA, long before you had some of these DAs that you have, as you know, in Philadelphia and Pennsylvania, but in Los Angeles, all over the place, all over the place. You have bad DAs. You have radical left, horrible DAs that are funded by Soros and others, and they're weak. They're just weak on crime. They don't mind if somebody murders somebody. They don't want them to go to jail. You can kill somebody now. Our country is sick. The mindset of our country is sick. And we're not going to let her do to Pennsylvania what she did to California. She destroyed San Francisco, one of the best cities in the world, and it's in tatters.
We are not going to let her turn the United States into a communist San Francisco colony. That's what he vowed. He called out the weak-on-crime DAs across the country funded by Soros and his cronies. It's a sickness, folks, and Trump is the cure. And he didn't stop there. He exposed Harris's soft-on-crime policies that are putting Americans at risk. Watch.
She supports ending cash bail to immediately release criminals upon arrest. If they kill somebody, no bail, don't worry about it, no cash. You just killed 3 people, no. Let's let them out in Harrisburg. It's a wonderful place. And in 2020, she personally urged her followers to donate money to bail out the violent rioters, get them right out of jail, including murderers. You know what that was all about, right? In Minnesota, which I think we have a good chance of winning. Hasn't been won since 1972 by a Republican. And we're leading. Tom Emmer's going to bring that one home, they tell me. He's going to bring it home. This November, the American people are going to reject Kamala Harris's dangerous liberal extremism in a massive landslide.
No cash bail. Letting murderers walk free. Not on Trump's watch. He promised a landslide rejection of Harris's dangerous liberal extremism come November. But wait, there is more. Trump revealed how Harris has been insulting our brave law enforcement officers. Watch.
She compared ICE agents to members of the KKK. She likened Border Patrol agents to practitioners of human slavery. We have a lot of those great people here tonight, like Brandon Judd, the head of the union, Paul. We have so many different people. And they didn't like that analogy too much. She voted in favor of deadly sanctuary cities numerous times. She supports open borders. That's all. She compared ICE agents to members.
Yeah, open borders. Comparing ICE agents to the KKK, likening Border Patrol to slave traders. It's an outrage. Now, let's not forget Harris's stance on health care for illegal immigrants. Do you remember this?
The bill also says, quote, every individual who is a resident of the United States is entitled to benefits for health care services under this act. Not every individual who's a citizen, but every individual who's a resident. So you support giving universal health care, Medicare for all, to people who are in this country illegally?
Let me just be very clear about this. I am opposed to any policy that would deny in our country any...
Strange. It was working before. Basically, she wants to give free health care to anyone who sets foot on American soil, legal or not. It's madness. Now, Donald Trump, well, he laid it out clear as day. Let's take a look at his remarks.
The contrast could not be more stark. On the one hand, you have a radical left puppet candidate who is fake, fake, fake. And on the other hand, you have a president who will fight, fight, fight for America.
Every time he turns his head on, the flashbacks.
The contrast could...
So, it's a stark choice. A radical left puppet or a fighter for the American people. And just when he thought Harris couldn't sink any lower, Trump calls her out. Watch.
She's a failed vice president leading a failed administration while trying to convince you that she represents hope and change. Well, she does represent change. She wants to turn us into a communist country. That's her change. She was voted the most unpopular vice president in history. That's hard for a vice president to be that unpopular, right? Just like Biden will go down as the single worst president in the history of our nation. She's
So Trump called her out as the most unpopular VP in history, leading a failed administration. But folks, it wasn't all fire and brimstone. Trump showed us his lighter side too, mocking that surprise phone call from the Obamas to Harris. It was comedy gold. Watch.
Did you see when President Obama and Michelle called? Did you see? Hello? Hello? Yes. Yes. Who is this? Oh, this is Michelle and Barack. Oh. So surprised to hear. They got 4 cameras in front. Oh, I'm so surprised. It's on speakerphone. Listen, we just want to congratulate you on destroying Joe Biden. I mean, on winning the... Hey, is Joe Biden gonna... Was that the phoniest phone call you've ever seen? How do you think, Dan? What do you think? Dan Muser, great congressman. What do you think? Was that a phony phone call? You wouldn't do it. You wouldn't get away. In your district, you wouldn't get away with it, would you? Did you...
Pure comedy gold, but with a serious message. Of course, these people think that we're stupid. They think they can pull the wool over our eyes with these phony stunts. And then if you needed any more proof of the border crisis, take a look at this clip. What's making the rounds. Do you know what you're seeing there?
What the fuck? I didn't even mean to record that. I'm trying to record them jumping off the cliff.
That's where our taxes are going. Yeah, fuck up our taxes more.
Woo! Welcome to America. Welcome.
Yeah, you're part of the
You
problem.
made it.
Stealing another job.
Oh my. Illegals on jet skis in San Diego. This isn't spring break, folks. This is an invasion. If you got value from this report, tap subscribe. My final thought is next. Now, Patriots, what we witnessed in Harrisburg wasn't just a rally, it was a battle cry. Trump laid bare the failures of the Harris-Biden administration, from our porous borders to our weakening dollar. But more than that, he showed us a path forward, a path where America is strong, safe, and prosperous. The choice this November couldn't be clearer. Do we want a country that puts Americans first, or one that caters to illegal immigrants and radical leftists? The power's in your hands. So let's make November a referendum on what America that we want, the America that we deserve. The choice is yours.